Imagine waking up one morning, not to the sound of your alarm clock, but to a notification on your phone. You check it, still sleepy. Your bank account, which yesterday had maybe enough for a pizza, now has millions, or even billions. You rub your eyes and check again. The number is real. Now, imagine this isn't just happening to you. It's happening to everyone on the planet. Your parents, your friends, your teachers, the person who delivers the mail. Every single person is now incredibly rich. This isn't a dream. This is our new reality. What would a world like this actually look like? Let's explore this strange, new, and very wealthy world together. It might not be the paradise you think. Your first thought might be to buy everything you have ever wanted. A new gaming console, you can buy 100. A giant mansion with a swimming pool. It's yours. A private jet to fly to Japan for lunch? No problem. But then you run into your first issue. When you go to the store, you find it is completely empty. Everyone else had the same idea. They all rushed out to buy their dream items, and the shelves were cleared in hours. The people who are supposed to restock the shelves, they are also rich. They decided not to come to work today. Why would they, when they could be on a beach somewhere, sipping a fancy drink? Daily life would change in ways we can barely imagine. School buses might not run because the drivers are now millionaires and have decided to take a permanent vacation. Your favorite pizza place might be closed forever because the owner and the cooks are now rich enough to never have to flip a pizza dough again. The morning traffic jam would disappear, not because of better roads, but because no one feels the need to rush to an office. The familiar rhythm of our days, waking up, going to school or work, coming home, would completely fall apart. The world would be quiet, but it would be a strange, unsettling quiet, full of unanswered questions. The initial joy and excitement would quickly be replaced by confusion and frustration. Money is only powerful when it allows you to buy things or services that other people provide. But if everyone is rich, who will provide those things? Who will grow the food, make the clothes, or build the houses? The very concept of money loses its meaning when it is distributed equally and in abundance. It becomes like having a key to a door that everyone else also has a key to. The value is not in the key itself, but in what lies behind the door. And in this new world, we might find that the door leads to an empty room for everyone. In a world where everyone is rich, the idea of a job would change forever. Most of the jobs people do today exist because we need money to live. We work to pay for food, housing, and clothes. But if everyone has more than enough money, the motivation to do these jobs disappears. Why would someone choose to clean toilets, collect trash, or work in a noisy factory if they didn't have to? These essential but often difficult jobs would be the first to be abandoned. Our cities would quickly become messy, and our infrastructure would start to crumble without the people who maintain it every single day. Of course, not all work would stop. Some people genuinely love what they do. A scientist might continue their research because they are passionate about finding a cure for a disease. An artist might continue to paint because it brings them joy and fulfillment. A teacher might continue to teach because they love helping children learn and grow. These jobs, driven by passion and purpose rather than a paycheck, would become the new standard. Work would transform from a necessity for survival into a voluntary act of creativity and service. We might see an explosion of art, music, and scientific discovery as people are free to pursue their true interests. However, this creates a major problem for society. While it's wonderful to have more art and science, we still need people to perform the basic tasks that keep our world running. Who will fly the planes, fix the internet when it breaks, or put out fires? We might have to invent new reasons for people to do these jobs. Perhaps they would be done by robots and advanced artificial intelligence. Or maybe society would create a new kind of social status, where people who perform these essential services are highly respected and celebrated. It would be a complete reversal of our current world, where these jobs are often undervalued and underpaid. The very nature of business would also be turned on its head. Companies exist to make a profit. But if everyone is already rich, what is the point of profit? Businesses that sell luxury goods would struggle because their products are no longer special. On the other hand, businesses that provide essential services might have to beg people to work for them. The stock market would become meaningless. The entire global economy, built on the principles of scarcity, value, and exchange, would cease to function. We would have to invent a completely new system for organizing ourselves and distributing resources, one not based on money at all. One of the first and most dramatic effects of everyone becoming rich would be something economists call hyperinflation. This is just a fancy word for when prices go up very, very fast. Think about it. If everyone has millions of dollars and wants to buy the last loaf of bread in the store, how much would that bread cost? The store owner, who is also rich and doesn't need to sell the bread, could charge $1,000 or $1 million. When everyone has a lot of money, the money itself becomes less valuable. Your millions of dollars might soon be worth no more than the few dollars you had before. This would make shopping an impossible nightmare. Imagine trying to buy a new phone. The company that makes the phone has to pay its workers, but the workers are all rich and don't want to work. To convince them, the company has to offer them an insane amount of money. This cost is then passed on to you, the customer. That new phone might cost tens of millions of dollars. The money in your bank account would feel like monopoly money. You have a lot of it, but it can't actually buy you much in the real world. The value of things would no longer be measured in dollars, but in whether they are available at all. The entire system of buying and selling would break down. Money works because we have a shared belief in its value. It is a tool we use to trade our time and skills for the things we need and want. When that tool becomes worthless, we have to find other ways to trade. People might go back to a system of bartering. For example, you might trade your skill in fixing computers for a bag of fresh vegetables from your neighbor's garden. Your wealth would no longer be the number in your bank account, but the useful skills you have and the things you can create with your own hands. In this new world, real value would be found in things that money suddenly can't buy. A skilled doctor would be more valuable than a banker. A farmer who knows how to grow food would be richer than a movie star. The ability to build a house, purify water, or teach others would become the new form of currency. People would be judged not by how much money they have, but by what they can contribute to their community. This might lead to a fairer world in some ways, but the transition would be chaotic and difficult as society struggles to figure out a new way to define wealth and value. With the struggle for money gone, humanity would face a new, deeper challenge: the search for meaning. For so many people, life is structured around goals related to money. Getting a good job, buying a house, saving for retirement. These goals give us a sense of purpose and direction. When you wake up already having everything you could ever buy, what do you do with your day? What do you do with your life? At first, it might feel like the ultimate freedom. You could travel the world, learn new hobbies, and spend all your time with family and friends. It would be like a permanent summer vacation. However, after a few weeks or months of pure leisure, a strange feeling might start to creep in. Boredom. A life without challenges can feel empty. Humans have a deep need to feel useful, to contribute to something larger than themselves, and to overcome obstacles. When money is no longer a problem, we would have to find new problems to solve. Relationships would also change in profound ways. We would no longer have to wonder if someone likes us for our money. This could lead to more genuine and honest connections between people, built on shared interests and mutual respect, not on financial benefit. People's dreams and ambitions would shift dramatically. Instead of dreaming of becoming a millionaire, a child might dream of becoming the best chef in their community, known for making the most delicious food. Or they might dream of designing a robot that can clean the entire city, not for money, but for the good of everyone. Ambition would turn away from accumulating wealth and toward gaining skills, creating beauty, and helping others. Happiness would no longer be tied to what you own, but to what you do and who you are. This could lead to a golden age of creativity, community, and personal growth. In the end, a world where everyone is rich would reveal a simple truth. Money is not the answer to all our problems. It is a tool, and a flawed one at that. Removing the problem of money would not create a perfect utopia, but it would present us with a new set of challenges. It would force us to ask ourselves bigger questions. What is a good life? What does it mean to be happy? How can we best contribute to the world and to each other? The real wealth we might discover was never in our bank accounts. It was in our relationships, our passions, and our purpose. So, if you were given all the money in the world, what would you truly want to do with it?